So this has felt like a really tough week for those of us who are actively involved in social justice work or for people who just care about social advocacy. First, there was the passing of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and then the outcome, the disappointing, heartbreaking outcome in the legal proceedings involving the Breonna Taylor case. And you know, this is already a hard time. There's the pandemic and then this racial injustice crisis moment, and so many of us are already having a really hard time, let alone a moment like this. And so I wanted to just share a few things about what's been happening on my end, and of course I want to hear about how you're doing and how are you coping during this difficult time. I have found that over the last 6 months, when there are heavy weeks like this around social justice and advocacy, social issues, that I instantly notice stress in my body. Like I instantly notice that I'm not sleeping as well. It affects my appetite. I just have heightened activation, tension, anxiety running through me. I feel a heaviness. I carry it around with me. I'm crankier, and I'm just generally more upset. And I'm wondering, does that resonate for you? I also find that it's really important that I acknowledge these feelings because they are real, and it's important that I be true to myself that yes, this is a hard time. So let me then do what I need to do to cultivate self-care in this difficult moment. As part of my self-care, there's a few things that I do that I've been doing this week that I want to share with you, and I'd love to hear from you, obviously, about what you've been doing as well. So first of all, I've been really careful about what I have been consuming. And so for example, when the protests were being telecasted online, across TV in Kentucky, I was careful about how much of it I watched because I found it to be really upsetting and activating. Instead, I watched basically fluffy TV on Netflix, way better for me in that moment. I also have found that going onto social media has been really helpful because in moments I feel empowered and I'm like, yes, and you're feeling rage and I'm feeling rage and this is really good. But in other moments I'm like, this is overwhelming and I can't do it. So tuning into our body, I often will say this, like use your body as a guidepost, tuning into our bodies right now to help us to better navigate through, like, should I be intaking this or should I say no in this moment, I need to cut off, is really important. And then the final thing I'll mention here around self-care that I find to be really helpful is you'll have seen on my website, ritubhasin.com, that I have empower pages. I have an empower page, free self-reflection worksheets and tip sheets on how to live better. I have a tip sheet on the importance of our cloud relationships. And when I say cloud relationships, for me, my clouds are people, like big fluffy clouds that I can fall into and snuggle and feel safe and comfortable, just like a cloud. A big poofy cloud. I double down on spending time with my clouds. And it might just be that we get together and we talk about social justice stuff. And in this COVID moment, even via Zoom or even on WhatsApp, like we'll be talking about social justice stuff, or it's just being in the company of nervous systems, of bodies, of people around whom I can feel ease and I can relax. And so a lot of people during this time are having a hard time, myself included, and there are things that we can do to help support ourselves and support each other through this difficult time, because we need to. It's so important that we take care of ourselves. And here's the other thing. Unfortunately, this week, there are many more weeks like this to come because this is just life and this is what it looks like to live in a society that is entrenched with white supremacy and racism. And so given this, being proactive in our self-care is everything, especially when we have a really shitty week. So I just wanted to share that with you. As always, I appreciate you watching, and I also appreciate your feedback. So I'd love to hear how you're doing as well. So please do drop me a line.